This is Chris Kell with your Peak Fitness overhead lunge corrective exercises. So the first thing we want to look at with the overhead lunge are the key stretches that we're going to do. Alright, obviously we're going to ask the client to perform lower body foam rolling, focusing on the calves, the feet and the hips, and then as well the upper back. So, we have the upper back, we have the lats, front and back of the shoulder. Really depending on what we found in their assessment, which area in particular was kind of balled up. But if everything is everything is affected, then we roll the whole system. But really, from there, we're going to incorporate some stretches. So for our calves, what we're going to do is just a straight leg calf stretch. I'm going to press my back foot into the wall here, or into the floor. Okay, we want to stretch both the gastroc, which is leg straight, and the soleus, where knee is bent. Okay, 1 to 2 minutes in each position there. All right, we're going to move in. From there, we're going to move into some stretches for the hip. And with this, we have both what we call our couch pose. Okay, so we can do my back leg. Okay, that's a blooper reel. I'm going to put my back leg on a chair here. Just lean forward till I feel a good stretch. Okay, and if that's not an option, certainly I can also hold in a Spider-Man position. So I just come into this position here, elbow down to the floor, straighten my back leg out a bit. You'll feel a good stretch here in the front of the leg and here. That also works very well. And then as well, we have a pigeon, or we're going to stretch our hip. Okay, with this, 2 exercises that we like a lot are either the pigeon pose, where I'm crossing one leg, I'm pressing down, and again I'm just holding for a period of 1 to 2 minutes. I can press my toe forward to really help to accentuate that glute. Okay, or I can do this as well in a seated position. Alright, where I come here and I just press down. Alright, now from here, our last area would be the upper body. Okay, and what we're going to do here is rely on our, if we find this to be a problem, we have our overhead flexion stretch where I'm just holding in this position. You can have the client hold onto a door handle or a band at the gym. Hold across the body where I'm just kind of twisting away like this. And then we have the behind the back stretch where I'm twisting away in this fashion. Feel a good stretch here in the shoulder. That's what we're looking for. All right, 1 to 2 minutes in each area, really focusing on the area that we found to be deficient. If everything is everything, then we can give them many stretches, but we try to sort of break it down based upon the muscles that we've looked at. So from here, we're going to move into mobility drills. Okay, so starting with the ankles, we want to look at ankle mobility, certainly. So the first thing we're going to do, our options here, or a cross-leg ankle rock. I'm going to start in a push-up position, rock back on my heels, press my heel into the ground and come back. Okay, I have a single leg reach. I'm just reaching here, coming back. And an ankle drive. Okay, with the ankle drive, I'm going to put my front foot here on the ground, shift all my weight here into the front ankle, lean forward and back. Once again, I'd be looking for anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes in each area, just actively moving in and out of the range of motion. Okay. From here, we're going to go into mobilizations for our hips. Okay. So for this, I'm going to the options that I have are Spider-Man. Again, where I'm moving up and down. All right, I have my lunge series that we went through before. So we can either do this as a split squat where I just drop straight down, up and down in this fashion. I can certainly hold in this position. I can move around in this lunge position to kind of get at different corners. I can also perform a reverse lunge where I just step back pretty far, come down into this position, feel that stretch, and come back. Again, we can incorporate movement in which I lean to the side, raise my arms over my head, and just different little movements help us to get in just little tight areas that might be tight for that person in particular. From here, we're going to move into our upper back mobilization. So with this, we just want to look at things to retrain the upper back. So we have some options for extension. We have floor slides. and foam roller extensions. All right, and then with the for rotation, we have bird dog extensions. So or bird dog rotate. So I'm just rotating my back up and down. Okay, or we have an exercise that we like to call a tall twist, where I'm just in a seated position, chest is up, and I'm just twisting from side to side. Once again, 1 to 2 minutes for each area. Now for our last series of exercises here, we're going to focus on the lateral core. So with this, we have our side plank progression. We begin with a bent leg side plank. Again, I want to keep everything straight. Holding in this position, try to feel this here. We're going to move into a straight leg side plank where my legs are straight. From here we incorporate extremity movement where I raise up, raising my arm up and down. Okay, and from this position we can move, or from there we can even move into standing drills where we have the client doing things such as standing band core presses. Okay, so I get a band, I connect it to a wall, cue the client to keep the band right at their belly button, press out. We can do holds, circles. The key is that I'm resisting rotation, resisting the urge to turn back that way. All right, so the progression would be side plank progression to standing movements. We can also do exercises that involve carries. Okay, with this, again, just carrying a bag, getting the abs tight, resisting the urge to bend to the side, right? I'm using my core to hold me in place here. So just carrying like this, you know, just kind of any exercise really as well where the weight is offset, meaning it's to one side. I'm doing things like reverse lunges, squats, that sort of thing, and I'm resisting the urge to side bend or twist to one side. Will work very well. All right, so those are your options. Move from the floor to standing. The other thing that we're looking at here is glute activation. Okay, so we're going to do some stuff at the side of our hip. We move from our band or we move from our clam to our side lying leg lift. To things like standing band walks. So with this, we can just do things like side kicks, X-band walks, etc. The key is that I move from the floor to standing. All right, now for our last exercise, we have glute activation. We're working what is called the gluteus medius, or the kind of muscle on the side here to kind of stabilize that knee. Now we're going to work on the butt. All right, with this, we're going to start with our bird dog hold. Holding in this position, cueing the client to tighten their abs, tighten their butt cheeks. Once they're able to hold that sufficiently for 30 seconds, we would move to a single leg glute bridge. Again, once they're able to hold for 30 seconds while feeling this in their butt, we incorporate movement. We can then move into standing positions where we're doing things such as a single leg deadlift and deadlifting variations. All right, those are your lunge correctives. Those can be placed in the core stuff, the glute activation certainly performed as activation work at the beginning of the workout, placed as active rest, and eventually transitioned into single leg deadlift variations as as training. And the stretches are going to be either performed as homework or before the workout to free up the areas necessary to be successful in training.